Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to BVTV. This is State Championships for 2023. We have reached the concluding stages of the men's pairs. My name's Tony Sherwell. Very happy to be bringing you the action today, and alongside me is Bradley Marin. Afternoon, Brad.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm going very well. Going very well. Of course, we're here at Bendigo East Bowling Club. Picture perfect conditions. We've got a great matchup for you today. Simon Cannington leading for Simon Leon. They're representing the Sandbelt region. And they're up against Robert Mitchell and Ian Brimblecombe, representing Ovens and Murray. This is end one. Jack has just been rolled. We're about to get underway.
What a couple of cracking semi-finals we had this morning too, mate. Might have caught a couple of glimpses next door from the earlier stream, but no, both sides had really good wins in their semi-final encounters. While the first lots of bowls are going down, we'll just read how these teams have progressed so far through the week to get to the final. Start off with the couple of Simons. Simon Cannington and Simon Leon. They defeated Mickey Humphreys and Mark Quar from the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields in the first game, 11 shots to 6. Then they progressed into the second game and they defeated Shane O'Loughlin and Michael Coram by a single shot. Very close one, Tone. And then this morning, as we just touched on, another close one. Only 2 shots the difference, and they defeated Stephen Bentley and Neil Devlin from Pakenham, and that was a topsy-turvy battle, mate. That was, shot for shot. And then on the other side of the draw, we've got the Robert Mitchell-Ian Brimblecombe combination. They defeated in the first round Ryan Kearns and Michael Stevenson from the Northern Gateway District, 21 shots to 18, so very high scoring in that one.
Yep, they had a great Vic Open, the two Essendon boys.
They did.
In form.
Then they progressed into the quarterfinal where they defeated Michael Booth and Travis Hedger from Creswick, 27 shots to 8, so a relatively easy one there. Then this morning they come up against the two Lawrence boys from Queenscliff, and I actually watch this game every end, and the 10-shot margin probably doesn't justify the game.
I agree completely.
Both Lawrence boys played some crackers as well, but just wasn't to be for them, and Ian especially played a real couple of crackers to sort of get them over the line, 18 shots to 8. So that's how they've progressed here. If the results are anything to go by previously, this one should be very close, Tone.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to pick a winner here on paper. Obviously, Ian Brimblecombe, very accomplished, had a good couple of state championships the last 2 years. Simon Cannington's been a part of the premiership winning Melbourne team in Metropolitan Premier Division, and they went back-to-back. Simon Leon bowling pretty well, the two Simons. It's my first look at Robert Mitchell, but judging by this first end, his first one was not too far away, and his second one was a belter. So looking forward to seeing what he can do. This is Simon Leon on the mat. He's using a Henselite XG. It's got a dark red colour, size 3. His lead, Simon Cannington, also using a Henselite XG, size 3. The blue colours with the red speckles and the Melbourne Demons colours.
The D's, mate, they were good last night in the last quarter, mate.
They were. Simon Leon just finding a bit of front traffic with his first.
Who's your tip, pal?
I am going to go Ian Brimblecombe and Robbie Mitchell. I think the experience of Ian Brimblecombe will just be a touch too strong. Member of the over 60s winning sides team this year. A quality player. Don't think it'll be by much, though. I think we're in for a good tussle.
I'd probably agree with you, however, because you've tipped them, I'll go the other boys. Simon's obviously, we touched on, Simon Cannington leads in the Melbourne Premier side. The powerhouse that they are. He's been a regular member there for a fair few seasons now.
Yep.
Real solid lead, so I'm sure he'll give the other Simon a good start. And I think whoever can sort of settle in first, not so much get nerves, but I know Brimblecombe's been on the stream a fair few times. He's a regular face on the stream at State Champs Week, but if the other boys can settle in quick, smart, yeah, I think they can get it done.
Yeah, it certainly can. Bit of support for both teams. Come on the Simons, go Team Simon. And Kim Brimblecombe saying go Dad. So there you go. Jodie Fruin, let's go Ovens and Murray. So there's going to be some good support from both. Brandon Anderson just thought you'd be watching the Lakers game, but you
mate,
are keeping a watchful eye on the phone.
The phone's on. Don't worry about this. We've got that. We're watching the King, pal.
Yeah. Arguably the second best player of all time.
We won't discuss this again, mate. Just
no, we won't.
Calm
we
down.
all agreed in the end
We're here to commentate
disagree.
bowls.
And in the end, I think you saw my way that MJ's the greatest in the history of the world.
Here we go.
Nice to see Spurry in the chat saying go Simon and Simon.
Great man, Brett Spurt.
So 2 and a walk pairs here. Great test for both players. Not a skipper's game. Obviously, everyone's got to play all the shots. This is Robert Mitchell's Greenmaster Premier size 4. They're black in colour. He's actually had these re-stamped. So he might have had them for a while.
Tell you what, they're hooping a fair way from on the back end.
Yep.
In this direction.
Ian Brimblecombe, his skipper for Ovens and Murray, is using an Optima size 5. White with just about every colour speckle through it.
There is another game being live streamed later on too. So there is another bonus game for the viewers this afternoon. It's the women's pairs. That will be played between Cheryl and Samantha Atkinson, and they will play the winner of... There's a semi-final in progress now out on the B green between Mary Tregarth and Kylie Whitehead, and they take on Olivia Cartwright and Cassandra Millerick.
So a few clashes there with Cass going deep in just about everything. That match is being live scored, so you can jump at a bowls link and follow that end by end. We will, of course, keep you updated with whatever happens here. But just about every one of our matches being live scored now.
I wonder how these two Simons actually got to playing together. I don't know if they're good mates or were mates or whatever.
Yeah, not too sure. Different clubs.
Different clubs, yeah. If anyone knows, feel free to let us know. My guess would be, I don't know, maybe just both named Simons, thought I'd have a crack or something. Who knows?
If I was to guess, I would say Simon Cannington probably plays a bit of night pennant at Brighton, and that being the home club of Simon Leon, so they would have come across each other there. But
well, I'm sure someone will let us know, mate.
Yeah. Another great bowl from Simon Cannington. Still not holding shot.
So 1 to the Ovens and Murray duo at the moment.
Jake McHutchinson, Cass did win the single. She had a great game against Di Washfold, 25-20 I believe it was. But so reigning champion of champions singles winner is Cass Millerick from Moama Bowls Club.
She's winning everything this week.
She is.
I mean, if we were to run a raffle, she'd even win the dead chalk. She's going that good.
Bryce Young in the chat saying up the Simons. So welcome, Bryce.
There you go, Graham Spencer. They both trained together at Brighton.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So.
Well done, Tone. You're onto that, mate.
Yeah, every now and again, like a broken clock.
Good shot there from Ian. Probably just not counting, but gets in the eye of Simon.
Yeah, we do have Rodney Bates, our ITO. He's out paddling this game, which is a big benefit to us and spectators alike. He's called it one on a measure. So he will hold up green panels for the Ovens and Murray combination of Mitchell and Brimblecombe, and blue paddles for Simon Cannington, Simon Leon.
You can see in the background as well, there are round of 16 matches for the state mixed pairs going on. So we can give you updates from this green as we get them, and I'm sure we might receive some updates from the B green, so we can update as hopefully as regular as we can. Good shot there from Simon Leon.
Yeah, busted open a bit.
It's close.
We'll get some talk, but looks to still be shot.
One and a measure still.
To Ovens and Murray, but he has opened it up. Dean's saying its coverage is a bit choppy, the audio's in and out a tad, so I don't know whether that's anywhere else. Seems all right where we are, but let us know if anybody else is experiencing difficulties. But Dean, it could be your end, I'd say, given we don't have any other
Dean Curran, what a fella.
Thoughts of.
What a
well
great
played.
fella. Good shot
Ian
there from
Brimblecombe.
Ian. It's a good shot, but it's a shot where it's opened the head up now for the Simons. They've got two bowls about 4 foot past. As you can see there, he's pointing sort of land the bowl, trail the jack through that little port there. If he happens to be a bowl tight and turn the black one, he probably makes 2. So,
thank you, Josephine. Nice to have you watching with us.
Grafton.
You're enjoying the coverage from sunny Grafton.
Hopefully it's sunny, mate. Can't be as sunny as here, surely.
It's, as I say, it's picture perfect here. It's about 22, maybe 23 degrees. A few clouds about, but hardly a breath of wind. It's just absolutely lovely conditions for bowls. And we're seeing that in this first end, Brad. This is what leads me to think we're going to have a good tight tussle today. There's some quality bowls being played already. Mike Watts has joined us from Aberystwyth in Wales.
Time of the morning is it over there?
Yeah, I was going to say.
1 a.m, 2 a.m?
Oh, you'll be about that.
Aren't you originally from Wales, Tone?
No.
No, just sound a bit on the Welsh side of things.
A little bit. That's just my nasally tones.
Okay. What a shot here from Simon.
Oh, well played.
He's played it well. He's stiff.
Kicked it out just a touch too far, but great effort nonetheless. It was almost exactly what he called to play. But
if he's a bowl wider, he probably goes with it, to be fair. So one shot we can see there for the Mitchell-Brimblecombe combination. Kick off. Do play 15 ends here.
You'll pick up Pidge, Brett Marnie, in the effects mic. He has got one of the clearest voices. He's got to be 4 rinks over. But his instructions to his lead, Andrew Todorovic, will be ever present today. Good to hear. Simon Leon was coached by Ian Schuback, Brad. There's another bit of trivia.
There you go.
I don't know whether he could still be coached by him, but used to make the trip up to Mooloolaba for a coaching session with Ian Schuback. And other than that, coached by distance. They'd look through replays and talk through various aspects of the game.
Who were you coached by? Self-taught, were you?
Well, I'm getting some coaching on Thursday, thankfully, because I need it.
Oh, that's good.
One young Taylor Marin is going to give me a bit of a lesson out there on sea green on Thursday. So. She did say to me...
What time on Thursday, pal?
I'm not sure. I just do whatever the coach says. She did say, what do we need to work on? You know, is it line or weight or whatever? I said, no, it's just actually getting the bowl out of my hands clean.
You would have said just a game of lawn bowls.
Just pretty much everything from the start.
Tell you what, there's a bit of a crowd here so far. I mean, we've got, what do we got tomorrow? We've got ladies fours and men's singles kicking off tomorrow. So a lot of competitors from those events through the gates.
Both fields look good, in particular the men's singles field.
Mate, if you can pick the, I'll pick the women's singles winner.
You did.
I'll have a quick look at the field, but I'll give you me tip now. But mate, that field is phenomenal.
Well, I'll tell you, and this is not my answer as to who I think will win it, but I think there are 7 or 8 of the 16 that are.
I think there's 16 that can win it, mate. I genuinely think there's 16 that can win.
Yeah, just as I've said, there's not much wind around. It has just started to kick up literally in the last minute. So that'll be a bit of fun for everyone.
Jeepers. I'll give you me semi-finals. Semi-finals I'm going with.
Well, before you even do that, have a look at the round 1 matchup of Kevin Anderson v Chris Young.
Here's me semi-finals, Tone.
Go.
Tom Ristic, Ellie Forsyth, Kevin Anderson, Mitchell Sidebottom.
I'm not sure how I understand that you're leaving out Ian Brimblecombe, Matthew O'Brien, Nathan Bush, Tyson Cromie, Brodie Harker.
I can't pick everyone, mate.
It's a brilliant field. It really is. If you happen to be in the area, come on down to Bendigo East. Starting 9:30 tomorrow morning, men's singles action.
I know the great man Thomas Lavristic is fired up for this.
Well, he is. He's won 2 over 60s. I think he went back-to-back in over 60 singles, but he's taken out the Yarra Region Open singles and now has a 1 in 16 chance.
What's that in a percentage?
Winning a state title.
What's that in percentage?
I'm going to say it would be 6 1/4, 6 1/2.
Well done, mate.
That is a quick guess. Yeah, well played, and Brimblecombe. Ovens and Murray holding a couple now. Measure for third.
So these couple of Simons actually beat Graham Spencer and Ali Forsyth in the final of the Sandbelt pairs, so
that's a fair effort.
None tougher than Ali, and I'm sure Spence played a couple of good ones during the game.
This is not a bad response here from Simon Lee.
Great shot.
Well played. Gets some warm applause from Simon Cannington, his lead.
In the women's pairs final, Tone, who do you think it favours? The team that's going to be sitting around for 4 hours, or the team that's going to be fresh off playing?
Well, I've actually got two answers. Because in an ordinary sense, if you were just playing that match only and one sort of had a bye, I would say it's the fresh team. But Cass Millerick is playing a lot of bowls. So whether or not she's going to find it a long day after a long day yesterday will be an interesting one. So I think they'll both be full of confidence. Liv Cartwright obviously taking out the singles and Cass taking out the champion of champions. So there's no doubt about it. But the Atkinsons can grind it out. We've seen them take out the triples title last year.
So Simon Cannington on the mat. Trying to draw the shot on the backhand. Another one in the area. Shot bowl is a full bowl past Jack. I'd imagine he'd be trying to just get to this wing bowl of Ian's. Not create too much of a target. Speed's all right, I think. Needs to push. And he's played it well. Good shot there from Mr. Cannington. I believe Simon Cannington's sort of coached by Lockie Ty as well, so another high-credentialed coach. Who's your tip in the mixed pairs, Tone? Have you paid much attention to that field?
I have had a bit of a look there. I'll get to that in 1 second, but there is some important news in the chat. Sean Catoff says, afternoon boys, still think Jordan is the GOAT, so that settles it. I'm with Sean.
Can't help. Bad luck.
Bradley Marin is exactly incorrect. All right, mixed pairs. It's another good field, isn't it?
No, don't sit on the fence, mate. I've just asked for the winner. Not for you to sit on the fence.
Well, fine. I'll give you my winner. It's Metro West.
Good shot there from Simon. So they've got a couple around it, the Simons.
They do. It's going to be hard to get the jack across to the right if you're standing at the mat end. Which is where the waiting bowls are for Ovens and Murray. So it's going to have to try and get it back through, whether he comes through Simon Cannington's front bowl.
Is that a good look? I think the indication is he's going to be playing forehand, sort of a couple of feet through under the front black one.
He doesn't want to take the jack back that side, is my only consideration, but...
Well, I mean, even if the jack does go right back to Simon Cannington's back one, it's probably still an improvement than 2 down, so... So he is playing under the front black. He's got this... Now he doesn't want to get his own out here.
Well, replaces like for like. So Brad from SEN, we've got Shez saying the audio cuts in and out every second or so quite often. So that is the second person, so we'll just double check. Doesn't seem to be at our end, but maybe jump off the stream and jump back on.
Refresh your page.
Yep. And Craig Rippon says Tyson Cromie is his tip in a very good field.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've all got as good a chance as each other, but I mean, it's...
Tice is in good singles form. Of course,
is.
he won both the Champion of Champions and the state singles down in the Geelong region this year.
It's probably...
Went within a whisker of winning.
It's probably easy to pick the quarterfinals, Tony. I got a soft spot for Tommy Ristic. I think I know he's good enough, but...
He does. He plays well, Tommy.
If he believes he can, he'll surprise a few. He won't surprise those that know him,
No.
but he'll surprise a few.
Won't surprise himself, that's for sure. Now, I haven't heard your pick in the mixed pairs, Bradley Marin.
Mixed pairs, my pick.
Thank you, Shane and Carol, saying the audio's fine where you are. So, and Benny Winther. Afternoon, Benny. Hope you're well, mate.
Benny, what a great fella. Get to play with him in a couple of weeks.
Fella.
My pick. Well, you've gone the Metro West duo, so I'm not going them. I'm going to be slightly different. I will go a team up top half. I think a semi-final is going to be between Olivia Cartwright and Brad Campbell, and they'll take on Emily Davies, Nathan Lynch. Whoever wins that semi will win it. Yeah,
that was the shot that I'd called for. Ian Brimblecombe was able to kick the jack through. There'll be one on a measure now.
So I'd imagine a bit of speed here, up through the front ones. Probably on his forehands, got a few options.
I'll tell you the other one that I don't mind in the mixed pairs. There is quite a bit of talent actually through this draw the more I look. But Jenny Lawson and Brodie Harker. Jenny had a good start to this week.
Yeah, correct.
I actually have them on the rink next door, so we'll be able to watch them with interest in this first match.
Might just try and get Simon Cannington to jump off the line here. Thank you. A big call of both. Couple of rinks over. I think he only got one. That's Cameron Bell. So, Simon Leon. What's he got? Needs to hang. Oh, he falls over.
Don't know if it's done enough or not.
I think he's going to be one to the Brimblecombe-Mitchell combination. They're having a look. I think the initial call from Simon Cannington was one down. They might get the tape out here, so they're not 100% convinced, but the initial reaction was that it's one.
Yeah, Simon Cannington wants to get this bowl shocked. Doesn't want it falling backwards. Sarah Roger, yeah, Jimmy's doing a bit of live scoring on the matches that are on the green opposite us and most of this green. We'll run through the ones here. So Murray, Malley are leading Ovens and Murray 4-2.
It was one shot to the Brimblecombe-Mitchell combination. So they lead 2-0 after 2. 15 ends.
Metro West have got out to a good start over Gippsland. That's 5-0 after a couple of ends. Geelong and Strzelecki. Geelong trail 2-4 to Strzelecki, again in mixed pairs. And I've just had the next scoreboard obscured.
Is that Sandown? Do they trail? Or?
Can't see the board, unfortunately, but it is Sandbelt.
Okay, mate. Just checking. Just checking. I do know that the it's not a scoreboard error, but over on Rink 1, we do have Lisa Parmenter, I believe, and Brendan Gallagher. They're playing Debbie Barling and Russell Miller from Wimmera, and it's Lisa and Brendan that currently lead 13 shots to nil after 4 ends in that game. So they've come to play, Tone.
Yeah, maybe Bambi is on fire already. I haven't seen a bowl over there, so I don't know what the story is, but 13-0 is a fair old start.
Lisa Parmenter. Surely the nickname's got to be Parmigiana or Palmy or something.
Chance. So Sandbelt v Northern Gateway. Sandbelt are 3, Northern Gateway 2. They played 4 ends. Relatively strong Northern Gateway combination. Emily Davies, Nathan Lynch. They're up against Wilma Stevenson and Cameron Bell. So great start by Robert Mitchell. Not a bad opener from Simon Cannington too. About 4 or 5 foot behind, bang on line.
Sun's gone away for the moment, Tone.
Yeah, it has.
Might need the jumper back on. Robbie Mitchell just lacking a metre on his first. There's nailed the line again.
He does, doesn't
Tony.
he? Who did you beat in the final when you won the state pairs?
Down at Warrnambool was Paul Newcomb and Nathan Bush.
Ah, yes. Yeah, Simon Cannington with a great correction.
Down at the marvellous facility that Warrnambool is.
Yeah, Warrnambool City Memorial. A very, very nice club, led by Julie Dosser down there, and of course the great man Brian Sheehan. Looked after everybody incredibly well. That was, of course, the 2020
It was back in the day,
state championships played in 2021.
mate. You probably had a little bit more hair back then.
Yeah, and a few less kilos, gaining somewhere and losing somewhere.
We won't talk about kilos, mate.
Okay. Afternoon, Mickey West. I hope you're going well, mate. He's saying go team Brimblecombe. Of course,
Great man, Mickey West.
partner of Mickey West's in the over 60s winning team that had a stellar tournament up in Broadbeach last year. Well played, Ian Brimblecombe. Little touch on the jack.
I think he's just pinched his line. Speeds looks... Oh, if it didn't hit that, it would have been okay, but... So, Ian switched to the backhand. First in. Yeah, he's a pretty good shot. Pretty good start there from Rob and Ian on this end. Still a good shot here, though, for Simon.
Good starter. Good shot. Well done.
So, he's a fraction quicker. If he gets inside of this white one, he's a chance. Ooh, he's through the hole. Stays up though, it's good home there.
Same ball. Give it a chance there.
Very experienced mind is Ian Brimblecombe, and I'm sure he'll be one to really think about this, work out the setup on the head, what the opposition's going to be playing. So, Rob's on the mat, lining up on his backhand, you can see. Probably trying to tidy this exposed head up a little bit. There's a nice port there for the Simons, so should be trying to just turn one of Ian's if he happens to touch it, something around the corner. Just sneak around and finishing a good home too.
Yeah, well played.
He's got another counter.
Pick up on the rink next door for Brody Harker. Picks up a 4. Could have even been a 5. So we'll wait for that scoreboard to be updated. Metro West continuing on their merry way. They lead Gippsland 7-1. Yeah, perhaps a touch of fortune there for Simon Cannington. Shane Hafner. We've found a grey shirt man, not quite grey hoodie man, but he's putting away far better than those who watch our streams will remember grey hoodie man from Vic Open.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of greenkeepers over there. I know one, Shane Harling, does a few greens around the local area.
Yeah, including Kangaroo Flat, where I was at last night for the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields presentation evening. A great night there. Congratulations to all the winners, including Jeff Howes from this region, who received the Ken Gloucester Award for service to bowls.
Yeah, him and his wife Susan do a powerhouse of work in this region.
Yeah, they've even been here marking and umpiring this week as well.
So, what's Simon got here? I think he's on a good line, just needs to hurry on that line.
Simon Leon says very good grass.
Bit fortunate again.
Yeah, it's 2 in a row.
Well, he's played good weight though. I mean, if
he has,
you know, he's probably
didn't miss by much, and he had that as an option,
under it by, you know, he was under it by a bowl. So,
yep,
you cop them.
David Butterworth says the other is Darren Martin.
Darren Martin, there you go.
Good on them.
Good on them. They are putting down a few. They've probably got. They'd be very oblivious that they've got no idea that we're talking about them.
Somebody will text them.
Someone, please shoot them a text, let them know that we are counting the Northerns that they're getting down the system. Do you reckon they're talking about bowls or greens? Have to be talking about greens. Looking at the arm signals, I don't know what they're doing. They're pushing the roller or they're doing something.
Yep.
Someone give one of them a call and let them know. So, Ian, what's he got?
Oh, he kicks one through, so...
He's kicked one of the Simon Cannington bowls. All of a sudden, the Simons have only got one bowl in the head, so...
Bit too warm for the grey hoodie anyway. Good call.
Yeah, it's a beautiful week. Weather's brilliant.
Thank you, Gibbo. Very kind of you. Nice to have you here. Listening along, mate. Appreciate your contribution. Stan Meal finds it funny for some reason, but nice to have you there. And thank you, Adam Easton. You are spot on, it is. Darren Martin, the other greenkeeper. Now, what's Simon Leon
what's
done
he got?
here?
I think his speed's good. Just needs to get down a little bit. Oh, he's 2 bowls. I mean, if he's 2 bowls tighter, he sits the bowl clean for 2. So.
Same bowl as your last is still on. Right?
So, I think.
That bowl, you've only got to turn it to there.
So clear call there. The idea that Ian's got in his mind now is he's turning Simon Cannington's bowl 2 feet to hold 4. So he's got the jog up. I think he's just going to be under. Great speed though.
Yeah, no change.
Now if you can... Well, there's a chance here for the Simons. If they can get the jack to where Simon Cannington is standing, they can probably pick up a 3. So... With that speed, they'll be pretty stiff if they got their own out, given the angle that it's on. Any contact on the front red's probably going to get Simon Cannington's over 4 shot anyhow. I'm sure he'll back himself on the mat. So, I'm thinking a yard on the backhand here, Tone. Give yourself a chance to turn through the shot bowl, move the jack out.
Is he a touch narrow, or is he...
He's got good speed. Tell you what, something's going to happen here. What's he got? Oh, he's played
not narrow.
Brilliant shot.
Flush the bowl out clean. That's 2.
What a shot, Simon Leon.
I'll wait for confirmation, but...
Backed himself. Our marker says 2 shots, so we're tied up 2 shots apiece after 3 ends.
Great shot, Simon Leon. I thought it might have been a touch narrow, but as you say, Bradley Marin had the speed. Adam Easton says 100%. Talking about greens.
Oh, mate, the best greens in Victoria by a country mile. These Tonks and his staff do a power of work.
Yeah, credit to Tonks. We've said it just about every stream. All the players are coming off saying how good the greens are.
If you're in the area, come on down to Bendigo East. Here for the next, what are we, 4 or 5 days, Tony?
Yeah, I believe it's Tuesday today. We're here right through until Sunday.
Tuesday today?
All day.
Anzac Day.
And half the night. Yeah, we did have a nice service here this morning. Respect of all the Anzacs and those who've served our great country.
You mentioned something, and half the night. It's actually all the night. Because the moment it ticks over midnight, it becomes morning, so it's all the night.
Yeah, but then it's the next day.
Exactly right.
It becomes
So it's
Wednesday.
not. So then it's not half the night, because it's all the night. It's not half the night; it's all the night, because then it ticks over to morning.
I still think Jordan's better than LeBron.
Here we go, mate. It's a question that no one can It's just both have got cases. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, if
one case is stronger than the other, but they do both have cases.
Here we go.
Good bit of finish on these greens. What would you say? Just north of 16 or still just 16?
It depends which direction you're playing. If it's north, mate.
What happens if you're east-west anyway? Doesn't it?
Then we're playing social bars on this green if you're east-west. It's probably just watching the bowls going down. We're not playing an overly long end. It's probably, 25, 26 metres, Tone.
Yep.
It's probably 15 half 16. I'm sure come this afternoon for the women's pairs. Here it calls guts it. A couple of rings over from the great man from Yarraville, Brett Mahoney. As I was saying, by the time the women's game this afternoon kicks off, wouldn't be surprised if it's upwards of 16, 16 and a half, mate.
All right, so some scores from around the grounds while we wait for Simon Leon to take his bowl. Wimmera 1 trailing Yarra 15. They've played 6 ends. Sandbelt 4 leading Northern Gateway 3. They've played 6 ends also. Geelong 2 trailing Strzelecki 4. They've played 4 ends. Metro West still leading Gippsland 7-1 after 4. And on the rink next door, Murray Melly 9 leading Ovens and Murray 2. They've played 5 ends. They're all mixed pair scores. Back to our match here where everyone seems to be just missing the line. A little narrow. And Brimblecombe will finish just in behind the jack with a nice bowl. It'll be the shot bowl.
Better grass is the call. I think he's a fraction quick. So just scratching around the 10 this end. I'm sure they'll zone in again shortly.
Rod Lewis is asking, Brad, you played at Newborough?
No, mate. Nope. Haven't been down that way for a fair while.
He had a pretty good Vic Open too, Rod Lewis. Chippy's father.
Last time I was down that way, mate, it was called your lawn.
The old Yallourn Classic Singles it used to be back in the day when Barry Lester had a bit of a mortgage on it.
Was it 6 he won, didn't he?
It's either 5 or 6, yeah. I back your judgment over mine.
I think it's 6.
I think he might have won 3 or 4 in a row at one stage.
Yeah. Something Jordan never done.
Well, he's never been beaten in a final series, so he goes okay. LeBron's only got 3. Michael Yacoub's trying to get hold of Darren Martin, just let him know.
Yeah, there's still some beers getting sunk there. Too busy chatting to answer the phone, don't be silly.
They could well just be ginger beer, I reckon.
No, mate, they are full strength and Great Northerns.
Maybe just having a water and being very responsible here.
So
Simon's
Simon's
the trip.
just... No one's nailed it yet,
It's
Tone.
a bit of a messy end, this
Yeah,
one. I
it's-
mean, we're only a few ends in and they've all been very good so far, but this one just a little bit messy. Shane asking, is there a breeze cutting across left to right? You'd be forgiven for thinking that, just looking at this head. But
Oh, mate.
so look at the flag on that corner of the green and it is limp as they come.
I don't think there's no breeze.
I think they've all just missed it, which seems bad, doesn't it?
It does, but
Not going to happen very often, but it's like a vortex just sucking those bowls into that little collection there. But both skippers with 2 bowls to come.
I'd back one of the skips to nail it, though.
Oh, there's Vinnie McElwain walking down the green. They must have killed an end over there.
He's carrying bowls, mate. He's grabbing his bowls. He's going home.
Yeah, I was going to say. He's out of here. Right, what can Simon Leon do
So
here?
he's on the trot after it.
Yeah, speed looks good. Line looks pretty good.
There we go. He's
Needs to pull up and will do
Shot
so.
bowl.
Well played, Simon Leon.
Have you had your tie yet, Tone, since being here?
Yes, I have.
Beautiful.
First night. And a fair chance I'll squeeze another one in before I go.
Ian just missing. Probably a fraction quicker than he would have wanted. So, calls a clean. Couple rings over. Nathan Lynch on the drive. Jack ricocheted around. It's like a pinball over there, Tone.
It did. I don't know
Not
whether it's
sure
ended
what
up in
the-
their favour though. Lynchy's bowls the blue and yellow halves and Emily's are the green and
They're all looking.
yellow,
Not
so I'm
sure.
going to say they're down, but it's a matter of how many. No,
So-
they got one up, so there you go. I've got the wrong bowls colour for one of them.
How's Simon going here? Looks like he's...
Needs to slow. Yeah. It's good enough for 2.
Just needs to drop a yard on his last, does Ian? And he'll draw the shot. Needs to settle. Just slipping past, so it'll be
Does it
another
cut one
end.
out?
I'm not sure. It will be a...
No, looks to be still the 2. So successive 2s for the pairing of Simons, Simon Cannington and Simon Leon. After dropping 1s, they picked up 2s. We played 4 ends in this men's pairs final for state champions week in 2023 here at Bendigo East Bowls Club. Brought to you with the great support of the City of Greater Bendigo and of course our stream powered by Moama Bowls Club. Also terrific supporters of bowls right across the land. So Matt's up about 3 yards, Jack's on the tee.
Probably the longest of ends that we've played. Who's your tip for the football this afternoon, Tone?
I think Collingwood will be a bit too strong. Actually, don't mind the way Collingwood's playing this year.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch.
I don't want to say I'm a genius, but I have tipped 8 out of 8 so far. So
Yeah, right.
They've all been relatively comfortable
Yeah, I think
favourites.
they've-
But it is one of those games, the Anzac Day clash.
They just
regardless of ladder position, they can all
And I mean, like
get themselves up.
Well, Essendon last week probably didn't expect him to
Yeah, true. It's a
beat
good
Melbourne.
victory
To
too.
be fair, and
Yeah. Well, if you saw Melbourne last night,
good
in
shot.
the second half,
Good shot.
well played.
Robbie Miller.
Mitchell.
Robbie Mitchell.
Yep.
What did I say, Miller then?
Don't know.
Robbie Miller, the great man from Whittlesea.
That's him. There's a couple of Millers there, isn't there?
Yeah, family.
Yep.
You know the movie We're the Millers? I think they're doing a sequel next year or something. Coming to cinemas near you.
All focused around Whittlesea Bowls Club. Not a bad response from Simon Cannington, just a touch shy, but handy bowl.
Probably the best end of leading we've had, even though they're fraction narrow.
Murray Malley skipped away a little on the rink next door. They now lead 10-2 over Ovens and Murray.
As have Metro West on the rink next door to that. 7-1 over Gippsland after 4. Couple close games, couple rinks across, and then you've got the Wimmera Yarra one. Currently, Yarra leads 15 shots to 1, but still only 6 ends have been played in that, so 9 ends to play. Anything can happen. Jimmy, Tone?
There is a compliment, if I've ever heard one.
Going good today.
Yarra have won that last end as well, so the pain continues, unfortunately, for Wimmera.
So, what's Simon got here? It's on a good line.
Simon Cannington said it's good grass, pal. It is.
Good shot. Draws a clap.
No, I never like to gloat about my top of the ladder Saints, Pat, that are absolutely in form and have a mortgage on the premiership. I think they've already got one hand on a cup. But I would never gloat about just how good they're playing, particularly with about 14 players out injured, including
There
6
we
of our
go.
best 18.
There we go.
Ross, the boss, back in town.
Who's the 6 best? 6 at your best. Come on, pal. What? Max King.
Yeah.
Give us the rest. Got in the top 100 players in the comp.
That is unforgivable.
We'll have a conversation later on about that. Although, according to you, Bontempelli's a good player, so...
Bontempelli will win the Brownlow this year, mark my words.
Okay.
There's too many good contributors at St Kilda.
Might give
They'll take votes off each other.
Might give Carlton an internal phone call and get someone to get him out of there. Line him up.
Righto, Zach Jones, Matt King, Jimmy Webster, Nick Caulfield. We did just get back number 9.
Yeah, so which ones are the 60 best? Which ones, mate?
Well, it's 4 now because we just got a couple back. But
And the 4? Zach Jones.
yeah, Zach
Could
Jones,
barely get a game at Sydney. Max King.
Max King.
Who is he?
Oh, come on, you're being silly now.
Nick Caulfield. I'll give you that. I'll give you him.
Yeah, and Jimmy Webster.
Jimmy Webster. Oh, I think his use-by date's been over, mate. Not when you got Hunter Clark, Nick Caulfield off the back flank with Brad Hill. Jimmy Webster doesn't get a game, mate.
You just worry about Carlton that Saints punched up the other day.
Now, we've got defenders out. 3 of our best running defenders out. So, we're still no good, though.
No, I don't think it'll matter. You got to
No. When you got a forward
some
line
form
that,
of
when you got a forward that can't kick a ball 10 metres a drop punt and tries to banana him, that's how good's the world going then?
good news is you've got some form of in at the tribunal with the soft penalties again being awarded to Carlton. Anyway, Simon Cannington here.
Dougal Howard got straight back up and played on.
Still dirty on Cripps playing the finals last year. It's disgraceful.
Didn't play finals last year, mate. Just won the Brownlow. So, Mr. Mitchell, what's he got?
He's using his Greenmaster Premier size 4. The old black bowls.
Yeah, It's like they're a new colour, aren't they, Black?
He's an individual.
They're very
He wants
rare.
to stand out.
20 years ago, black bowlers is all that people use, but now you never see them unless you're tuning into BVTV watching the men's pairs final.
This is it. It's the place to watch everything.
So, Simon Cannington.
Don't mind this track.
I think he needs to settle down a fraction. Oh, great
Close.
effort. Tell you what.
Still got a few catches waiting out there.
If they can get the jack out that side.
I don't know whether this is going to have the trip from
Don't think
Mitchell.
so.
I think it's just a touch shy. Oh, Lakers down. I wondered why he's gone a little quiet on the NBA score.
I actually just got the the app up. 83-81 going into the fourth. It's all right, mate. Don't stress. Laker Nation, get him over the line.
Yeah, fair chance.
Mate, talk about overrated players and just, I don't know, Space Cadet at its best. Dylan Brooks.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It's one thing we can't even argue on. We can't even fake an argument on that one. He is a muppet. Why you would go after one of the best players of the history
best.
of the game?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Anyway, Simon
just
Leon.
disrespectful.
What's he got?
This is not a bad bowl.
He's got dead weight here. What's he got? Oh, it's close. Still one to Brimblecombe. So Ian's got to be a bit careful here. He doesn't want to move the jack in any sort of direction out to the left of screen.
Oh, the super trail's still on for Simon Leon when he gets his next pill. As Ian Brimblecombe try and close that off. Ooh. Yeah, I reckon. Well, no, he's got very fortunate end. I thought it was going to go through, but. I'm not touching that one, Dean.
Austin Reeves, mate, goes from an undrafted rookie to now contract probably 50 mil. It's
nice little payday.
Goes to show that you don't have to have the best upbringing, but if you apply yourself and whatnot, anything's possible.
Correct. So Simon Leon had his shot worked out well and truly, but that last bowl from Ian Brimblecombe has really changed it up.
Well, it sort of makes, if we can get the camera angle behind the rink, we do, thanks Brad. If we can, if you can see, the jack probably isn't coming to the left-hand side of the rink now.
Yeah,
it's
blocked in there now, isn't it?
It's more chance of going out to the right-hand side, unless he gets a very faint edge through the hole. But I can imagine he'll probably just be trying to reach this white bowl of Ian's and turn it up once for two. It's just going to be underweight. So, I tell you what, I don't know what the call is from our marker, but I think Ian might be having to think about getting himself down there. Any jack movement 2 feet is probably 3 or 4 to him. And I mean, early stages when you're 2 down, it's probably one he'd be very stiff to get his own bowl out without anything else. But if he was to get the jack 2 feet past the sandbelt duos.
Yep.
Marker has indicated 1 to Simon Cannington and Simon Leon, so I think even more reason now that he'll give himself a big chance to move that jack 2 feet for
on
multiple.
the back end, if he comes off the front red, comes off his own white.
So he's playing a bit more than 2 feet, unless he's got real big feet. How's he looking?
No change, so that'll be 1. If our marker is correct. Interesting way to signal it from Simon Cannington, but that is 1 to the Simons. 3 ends in a row now. We're a third of the way through this match. They now lead 5 shots to 2. One of these teams will be a state champion in about 2 hours' time. Afternoon, Steve Weston. Hope you're well, mate. It is a beautiful day up here. Probably 23 degrees or thereabouts. Touch of wind now. We didn't have much wind earlier, but we just got a little touch now every now and again.
Question there to align personalities with bowlers. Well, LeBron, so that because it's a GOAT, have to be Marshall. Jimmy Butler.
So Jimmy Butler we were talking about earlier, I reckon he's someone who can really turn it on in finals.
Turn it on in finals.
Someone that could go to the next level.
Big time finals player.
Handy player outside of that.
But when it matters.
That's a good one.
Well, the best coach, Popovich. Jeez.
It's not easy, is it?
We'll get back to you with those.
Yeah, and Pat Beverley, of course, the other one.
Yeah, Pat Beverley. Well, I've got someone in mind, but anyway.
So the damage continues for Wimmera over on the far rink. They scored 1, Yarra scored 20. So unfortunately, that one is looking pretty one-sided. They played 7 ends there.
Brendan Gallagher must have a dinner date or something.
Yeah.
Because he's...
not looking to play all 15 ends.
He only wants to play 12 ends and run. Couple other games across the boards too, starting to stretch out a little bit in their margins. So
including next door, Murray Valley 12. Now leading Ovens and Murray 2. They've also played 7 ends. Metro West have a bit of a fight on their hands. Gippsland are coming back slightly. They were leading 7-1. It's now 7-3 after 6 ends. Sandbelt are leading Northern Gateway 6-4 after 8 ends. And I can't see the Strzelecki v Geelong scoreboard. Strzelecki are 5.
Geelong are 2.
Geelong are 2, so there you go. So close one there. 5 ends gone there. Back to action here. Robert Mitchell has got a lovely start to the 6th end.
So Simon Leon playing his second one now, trying to repeat the dose from his first. How's he looking? He's sort of stalking after it. I think he's a fraction larger than his last.
Yep.
Ian's jack high his first, so if you're just looking to try and get another one around the mark. Try and broaden the target up a little bit.
Don't forget you can follow along with live scoring on many of these matches. Jump into the Bowls link. Have a look at the match you design. You'll see end by end scores. I know the one and only Jimmy Whitehead is doing some end by end scoring on a few of these games.
Hear the birds chirping in the background. So 5-2. Sandown boys lead, Tone.
Don't encourage me. I've been really good today. I have not messed that up once.
No, you have. Early on when we were just about to start the stream, you said you were ready to come stream the Sandown boys, so had to correct you there, but anyway, been good so far.
I have.
Simon Cannington gets to the white, well, gets to any of those bowlers and it's a good home, so 2 shots, it's a counter. So they're just starting to get on top, the Sandbelt boys, who were my tip in this one. So, what have we got? Just tricked
Great
through.
effort.
Just passing.
Simon Cannington with one bowl left to come in this end.
This could be Robert Mitchell's big first sort of stream game. I don't think I've come across him on the live stream yet. I know Simon's obviously been on the stream.
Yep.
Ian's obviously been on the stream. Simon Leon might have been.
Wouldn't surprise me if he has. Handy player. But certainly the first time I've seen Robert Mitchell, but he's been impressive.
Good shot there from Simon, so that's another one. So all of a sudden, a bit of pressure now on the Ovens-Murray combination.
Tell you who else has been impressive is Rodney Bates, our marker. I say marker because it's not singles, but paddling this match. He has been very quick with his decisions on who's holding shot and how many.
So
make it very easy for all the people watching.
Robert Mitchell. Calls have come on Rob from Ian. Tell you what, he likes it.
Does it have the trip?
Well, it's a good shot regardless. It's probably
taken
cut two
out.
maybe.
Yep.
Yes. Cut two out.
Confirmed
So
very quickly by Rod Bates.
back to one. Very good result.
Still there, in between them. Hey? 2 metres.
Yeah, Joel Higgins, correct. Sunday is the last day of State Champions Week for 2023.
So, Simon Leon looks to be a fraction tight in tone. Although, gets the blue one.
Yeah, he could rock that up.
It's
Yeah, he's
2
done
now.
so.
I reckon we might see a bit of weight now from...
Magpie out here just playing a game of Frogger. Wants to
it's
go across the
the,
green, stops and comes back, waits for a bowl.
It's the Bendigo East Magpie, mate.
Yep.
Rocks in about...
Look, he's made another level.
Rocks in about...
He's got past Pidge.
Rocks in about 2 o'clock every day.
Afternoon, Val. Glad to have you watching.
Ian elected to draw and he was jack-eyed just under.
Yeah, both still with one bowl to come. Very business-like, Ian Brimblecombe.
Yeah.
Doesn't give a lot away.
He's a good fella. I was chatting to him before. Obviously known him for a fair long time. Really good guy. He's a competitor. Always gives his all. I'm sure that's why he's regularly here playing in these events. So Simon Leon doesn't want to make the target any bigger than it is already. They've got 3 out the back, so he's probably just trying to beat the wing one. He's
just said it's still not enough.
Out of the hand, he didn't like it.
Yeah.
Is there any way the jack can get 2 feet sort of back just on a slight angle? See the family rolling in up top.
Jeez. They take that limousine everywhere?
Yeah, it's a beast, that's for sure. Should see us trying to get it in the garage, mate. It's get the supporter out of the way. So the Magpies causing havoc on rink 4.
Good fun. Murray Malley continuing on their merry way in the rink next door, 15-2 now after 8 ends. That was one of the rinks that we mentioned earlier, Jenny Lawson and Brodie Harker. I won't say doing as they please, but pretty close to it.
The Magpies,
Really?
Magpie shifted.
I knew Simon Leon was relatively new to bowls. I thought he might have been a couple more years on that. So thank you, Jody Fruand. So he played Eton in the novice singles final in Warrnambool, which is January 2021.
January January 2021. Yeah.
The 2020 year that was delayed due to...
That was a heat wave
COVID.
down there, mate. I remember that. I think our final was live streamed and sound went because of the heat from the cameras. What's he even got?
Oh, he's taken out his own bowl.
Still only 2.
No great change, though.
Rodney Bates has got 2 paddles, ready to whirl around in the air.
I'm not sure where they're getting 3 from, but Simon Cannington's going to put the finger measure on it. Looks like 2 from here. It is 2, confirmed. Might have been a bit of a hopeful measure with the fingers.
It's always worth a look, mate. You're playing for a title. It's always worth the look.
This is true. 6 ends done. And, well, this one started with a couple of ends in a row to the Ovens and Murray boys. Since then, it's been all one-way traffic. 7-2 after 6 ends. Shane Hafner saying he had a magpie chasing his bowls on the green this morning in Lara. So
Lara.
They are up and about, of course, this club known for the magpies. It's their mascot.
It's the only thing I disliked about this club. It's the mascot.
Well, it does kind of work when you've got 1,005 magpies kicking around every day and getting in the road. But
That's right. About 2:30, 3 o'clock obviously would play Pennant up here. There'd be a couple of magpies squawk around.
yeah, spot on, Adam Easton. JT called that magpie a kangaroo. It was one of the most unbelievable things you've ever seen.
I remember that.
And you see a little kangaroo just flashing across the screen there.
That's
well
a small.
played.
Never seen a smaller kangaroo in my life.
It was ridiculous. Lives in a different world, JT.
Mate, he's on cloud 9 at the moment, and deservingly so too.
Yeah, 100%. 3 state titles in a 7-day
week,
period.
You have to get extra luggage to take back home. Tell you what, there's a bit of voice, a couple of rinks over from the Gippsland duo now that
Started to come back a bit.
picked up a 3 on the previous end. That they haven't quite updated the score, and the leader for the Gippsland duo has put 3 bowls probably inside a foot on the jack, so they're working their way back into that one.
JT with that title this week puts himself into pretty rare air. In fact, the rarest. With I think the only person in Victorian bowls history, in fact probably Australia-wide, that's won an under-18 title, a state disability title and a state open title.
There you go.
He's also won a state open title in another state. Of course, he won a Queensland Fours. 3 Victorians in there many, many years ago.
Good shot there from Simon. He's really zoned in the last couple of ends.
Robbie Mitchell getting his weight about spot on. Yeah, well played. Not going to be rewarded with shot, but it does cut one out. Afternoon, Jamie from Laidley in Queensland. Bringing you coverage of our state championships. This, of course, is men's pairs. For 2023, here from Bendigo East Bowls Club, we play 15 ends of 2 and a walk pairs. Currently 6 ends through. That's 7-2. Lead to the Sandbelt pairing over Ovens and Murray.
Sad day in the sporting world yesterday, Tone.
Yeah, incredible news coming out of Donald. Presume that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, definitely.
Prompting the cancellation of Flemington races and a couple of other meets today after the tragic loss of Dean Holland. Thoughts to him and his family.
Leaves behind a family of 4 kids under the age of 6. So,
Yeah, tragic.
You said you look at it go onto yours, Eileen.
Word of a couple of changes in the men's triples, which is played Saturday morning.
good shot there from Simon. Sorry, Tone.
All right.
So now they hold
Holding
3.
Well played.
Start to bit of pressure, every end starting to mount now on the shoulders of Ovens and Murray. Oh, a bit of a feather there. So,
No
as you were
change,
saying,
finds a
Tone,
gap.
sorry.
Jamie Dixon asking, is this the final? Just got back from roll-up. This is the final of the men's pairs. So winner of this will be crowned state champion and find their way off to Western Australia later in the year.
At the Nationals, they'll get to represent Victoria.
Yep. Try and do what the great man next to me has done.
Got a good partner.
Bradley Schwarzer comes in for the Bundoora lineup representing Yarra. Not sure who he replaced there, actually. I probably should know that. So he's come in as a sub, and there's a couple of subs required in the Northern Gateway team. So the team that was Daniel Miller, Ben Winther and Todd Shannon is now Robbie Miller, Daniel Miller and Wayne Favaro. So there you go. And just been told Bradley Schwarzer came in for Damon DeFlorio. So
And I do know
a few changes there.
I do know there has been a change to the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields triple. Lee Graham, Todd Matthews and Darren Burgess.
Who's out of there?
Lee Graham is currently in Europe. I'm sure he's
Okay.
tuning in. Mate, he's on holidays and he won't be coming back. I know that, speaking to Todd and Berger, I know that they're happy by that. So they've, I believe, hope the mail's right, but Tony Ellis is going to, probably the very best Tony going around in the World of Bowls.
Little thinly veiled swipe there. Nice bowl from Simon Cannington there. Good positional bowl in the back, because that's clearly going to be the option.
I think that's 1-0 to me, mate.
Rink.
I think I got you 1-0 so far.
Well, you're starting from a pretty low post, because you still keep banging on saying LeBron's better than that great MJ. So
You've mentioned that 3 times so far, mate.
you still don't believe me still, somehow. It looks like Simons are holding 2.
I'm living in your head. Living in your head.
Rent free.
Believing it too. It's quite sad, mate.
Good news for Wimmera. They've tripled their score in the match against Yarra. Unfortunately, they're still 20 shots adrift at 23-3 after 9 ends over there. It's in the mixed pairs. Simon Cannington playing very well. Well played.
It's probably a bit stiff to sit where it did, but I mean, if he's a bowl wider and moves that jack, it's probably a 2-bowl target instead of a, it's 18-inch width now. So
on the run is Robert Mitchell.
Big weight. What's he got?
It's a
I think
touch
he's
wide
close.
for mine. It's come back nicely.
Spun the jack forward, Tony, a fraction.
Unusual. Don't know if we can get a replay of that one, but here's the replay. Well done, Brad. So kicks the bowl out and just edges the back of the jack, so it comes slightly forward.
Ever so slightly.
I'm going to say it's still 2, but my eyes could deceive me.
So we'll just while the skips are going back to play their bowls next door, the Brody Harker skip duo currently leads Ovens Murray 16 shots to 2 after 9. Next door, I did mention it.
You did.
Gippsland,
they were 7-1 down.
They were, and they've got a few ends in a row now, and mate, their tails are up. They currently lead, the Gippsland duo currently lead Metro West 9 shots to 7, and that's after 8. Strzelecki, skipped by the one and only Vinnie McElwain, currently lead Geelong, skipped by Adam Martin, 7 shots to 2.
Good shot there by Simon Leon. Just spits the jack back slightly, but improves it. There's a couple of holes there now.
Sandbelt Northern Gateway over on rink 2. Cameron Bell skipped. Sandbelt team leads 8 shots to 7 over Nathan Lynch. That's after 10. That's very close. And the one we touched on earlier, Brendan Gallagher skipped. Rink is currently leading 23 shots to 3 after 10. The best 23 could be Brendan Gallagher after all.
Well played.
So
They are all, of course, mixed pairs actions. We're streaming the men's pairs final here, which is going on at the same time.
this is a big shot of Tone coming up for Ian. He's going to find himself, unless something bizarre happens, he's going to find himself at least 3 down.
Yep.
Playing his last. And when you're 7 shots to 2 down after winning the first 2 ends, just can't quite get that mat back in your favour. So what's Simon got here? Just gets down to beat the bowls.
Got to get under this white one. And
He has. That's 4. So Simon Cannington just giving me the 4 fingers. It's nice to get 4 and not 1.
Oh.
What's Ian done? Well, he's going to land the
mind
bowl,
this.
I think. He has.
Yeah,
Terrific
very
shot.
well played. It's going to cut it down. I don't know whether it cuts out 2 or 1.
I think Simon still favours the one of Simon Leon's.
Yeah, I think they might get 2.
Rodney Bates has got the tape. So I think Rodney Bates favours Brimblecombe's bowl here. He's got the paddle ready in his right mitt to showcase to the world. So let's see what the call is. Who do you like from here, Tone?
Well,
I think it is the Brimblecombe bowl.
you know, check the blue as well.
Well, Simon said, I'm not happy with that. I want the tape. I reckon we could be going to an umpire shortly. We see the one and only Bobby Carlson getting the gear ready.
This is what it is to be a good umpire. Keep a watchful eye over every rink. Have a look at what's happening. Be prepared with your equipment ready to go. You can see Bobby Carlson, eyes drilled in like lasers.
He's got his stuff ready. He wants to be called. He wants to be called.
They are just going to quickly check this blue bowl finally, but no change there. So
One
it is
down.
1 down. Well played, Ian Brimblecombe.
So,
staring down the barrel
great
there.
shot. 4 shots down he was, and gets it back to get the shot himself. So I mentioned, Tone, about just trying to get that mat back and getting back on their length now. I reckon we might see a bit of a shorter end and a bit of a chat here.
Yeah.
If you're rolling the jack now, what are you rolling, Tone? Given the fact that haven't won an end for a while, what's going through your mind?
Well, I always, you'd like to think you change it up just to try and say, well, now we've got control. It's almost trying to get in the head a little bit, but sometimes I don't mind the old double bluff and just going, I'm just going to play your length. I reckon I'll get you covered now.
So, what do we got? Matt's probably 2 yards up from the... Oh, no, it's probably 2 feet up from the 6 foot mark. And Jack's gone about the similar distance towards the tee, so...
Yeah, it's not greatly different. They've gone with the second strategy.
Tee to tee.
Just over the draw. Probably to the jack.
I tell you what, those bowls are darn close to catching each other.
They were.
A little bit of wind resistance might have stopped Brodie Harker's bowl.
So, decent start there.
The big turnaround, a great effort by Ian Brimblecombe. I mean, staring down a barrel of being 11-2 down.
Yeah. I
Now
mean, it was
7-3. It doesn't seem like much of a margin at all.
I mean, it was a big shot, but to be fair, he had a wall of
He
bowls.
did,
He
he
just
did.
had to back himself to get up to him.
Plenty that he could work off.
And just when they've gone sort of a longer length, Simon Cannington has just put one right on the money.
Yeah, even drew a little bit of a applause from Ian Brimblecombe. He realised just how good that bowl was. A bad response here too. Just shy.
How's he going? He's asking for it to stop. Just putting in the cover, mate.
Yeah,
Never
all,
was going
all
to
part of the plan.
Never was going to make contact. So another shot on the far rink to Brennan Gallagher's rink. So they're stretching their margin right out. That one might be the first game wrapped up, I'd imagine, the way it currently is. Every other game, nip and tuck. The one next door's second largest margin, but still 5 ends in that one to go, so...
Yep, Hubbard's and Murray's just picked up
You just never know, do
some.
you?
No, this is true. We saw during the week
I mean,
a couple of 11 ones down and came back and get the victory.
so... Ian with his first, just a fraction narrow. Simon with his first, 2 feet shy of speed.
They seem to have struggled finding it going back towards the clubhouse for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I played here for 8 years, 10 years, and I think I always, more so on the end rinks towards the car park, it was always easier going away from the clubhouse.
Yep.
But as you get over, I think it's easy coming back towards the clubhouse. So that's just my assessment.
Yeah, Ian Brimblecombe was trying to work up through Robert Mitchell's bowls.
Push one up to just past Jack. What's Simon got here? Tone, is he close?
It is. Going to spit the jack one way or another, though. That's what he's got to be.
If he falls over,
Yeah, it's good
no,
enough
it's a
for
good
two.
shot. Good shot.
No, it is just one on a measure, signalled by Rodney Bates.
Will we see forehand with a bit of speed into the pit here? Tone, you can see the funnel on the screen. Nice little funnel. Might try and shut down the end now. Nail it on top in the pit.
I like your aggression. Don't think we'll see it.
Don't know. I reckon we might. I hope we might. We are. So he's going to try and land the jack here. What do we got? Tell you what. Needs a belly it. What a shot.
Oh,
Great
yes.
shot.
Well,
Robbie Mitchell.
I don't know if your second name's Nostradamus or not, but it damn well should be.
What a fantastic shot. Complex of the ends have completely changed. Now the shot bowl is less than a foot from the jack in the pit, so
It's about damage control now, I
it
think.
is. Well, you can
Sound
see it
right
on
there.
the 45.
Peter H is watching. Great time to tune in. You've just seen Robert Mitchell just pit the jack. Very well played.
You know how I knew that? He gave me the look on the way
Did he?
past.
He
Yeah,
did.
the little.
Yes, you've got signals. I knew
yeah.
that.
Gave me the little look as though he was going to shut down the end now. It's all right to do it. It's all right to say and think you're going to do it, but to play it the speed he did on the wider hand too.
We did have options if you missed left or right.
Yeah.
He kind of had things to crash into, so
Yeah, right.
certainly a good choice and incredibly well executed. Simon Cannington finds a little gap. Stays up, it'll be handy.
Second shot.
Does. Jody Fruand asking, He has Kylie and Mary going. You can actually follow that one, Joe, on Bowlslink. We're live scoring that match. Unfortunately for you, they're down 12-4. They played 8 ends, so they're about halfway through, and they're having a fair old battle against Olivia Cartwright and Cass Millerick. As we said, both of those ladies in stellar form, having taken out the singles and the champion of champions respectively. So Mary Trigard and Kylie Whitehead having a bit of a tough time. Still only about halfway through though. Can't write someone like Mary Trigard or Kylie Whitehead off.
Nope, write them off at your own peril. So, Simon, I think he needs to take a seat on something. I think he's a fraction large. If he stops, he's sure. Oh, he's a bowl quick, Tone.
Now I like this. We just had a bit of trivia from Jan Hurst. Hope you're well, Jan. Tomorrow in the ladies' fours, for the first time a mother and 3 daughters will contest for a fours title. Go Altona. It's got to be the Edwards.
I did look at that, and obviously they won we did live stream, I think, their triples final, maybe, a couple of years ago. I know they won the triples final.
Could be. Your memory's better than mine, but I'd back whatever you say.
I know they won it. I'm not sure if it was streamed or...
Yep.
Yeah, see if they can go one better in the fours.
We had a mother-daughter, along with Maureen Layton, win the triples last year.
So,
good option, good opportunity, I should say, for Altona.
I think Ian's going to get a bit lucky here. No, the bowl ran the other way.
He just sort of turned at right angles near the end there.
Normally that's how your bowls are going out of the head.
That's how they come out of my hand.
Yeah, okay.
Not deliberately bowling a Terminator. Just how it happens.
Not by choice. Brody Harker saying, oh, next door, he got a little bit lucky.
He did, still got shot.
So, Simon Leon. I think he needs to run this out.
I think it's good enough for second shot, isn't it?
So, chance here for Ian. He's probably got 2 feet.
Patrick Reid has asked, would you have any idea how Les and Betty Johnson are going in the mixed pairs? I do. That match is also being live scored. Jump onto Bowlslink, you'll be able to check. But they are currently winning 12-7 over Eastern Rangers, Karen Mackey and Ethan Mills. So we see Anne Brimblecombe just going through and in. So this would have to be a millimetre perfect pole for Simon Leon. Can't see any way that they're down 2. I haven't seen Rodney Bates' signals. So
No,
just
he's only
repeating,
one down.
Betty Johnson, Les Johnson from West Coast are leading 12-7 over Karen Mackey and Ethan Mills from Eastern Rangers. Jump on a Bowlslink, you'll be able to follow along with all those scores.
Just watching Simon's body language, he's asking for it to hold. He doesn't look happy, grimace in the face.
Collects some front traffic, so no change there. That's one more. Pick up their 4th single. Still trailing 7-4. We've played 8 ends of this 15-end match. Did just hear, good bowl, Russ. You've cut it back on the Wimmera v Yarra.
Yeah, I think it was quite a number over there.
And cut it back to 3 or something. So they're trailing 4 to 26.
I think they can almost pull up stumps over there.
Yeah, there's a 22 shot margin. There's 11 ends gone, so they can still get there. They would need to have everything go right for them. Geelong at 3, trailing Strzelecki 9 after 8. So Vinnie McElwain and Kirsty Vanderhoff going okay there. Metro West still trailing 7-9 to Gippsland after 8 ends. JT's just telling me it'll be 7-10. They just haven't updated the board yet. Oh,
Ooh. Not happy.
no.
He says, oh no, but he has a smile.
It's the loudest oh no that I've ever heard.
I think he wanted the jack in the pit, and he's feathered the jack, the touches in the pit, but the jack basically moved a couple of mils, so I think that was the big oh no.
Can't win them all. Soundbelt are trailing Northern Gateway 9-10. They played 12 ends, so they're motoring along relatively quick there.
It's a close one, that one.
Yeah, sure is. And of course is the Cameron Bell v Nathan Lynch match.
Simon just coming up a fraction on the shorter side.
Casper John just asking the bowls that each player is using. So the lead for Ovens and Murray, which is Robert Mitchell, is using a Greenmaster Premier size 4, black in colour. Ian Brimblecombe using an Aero Optima size 5, white with multicolour speckles. And the Sandbelt boys leading this match 7-4 are using Henselite XG, both of them. The blue colour for Simon Cannington and the red colour for Simon Leon.
I believe those premiers have been re-stamped also.
They have. I reckon they've been in the mitt for quite some time.
Ian just over. Good home though.
Lakers v Grizzlies look to be going into overtime.
It's good.
Ooh, LeBron hit a layup
He's
to
the
tie
king.
it up at 104 apiece.
There's a bit of heckling going on from the back blocks here.
I missed it.
He's got more gold medals than anyone this week, and he's still having a heckle.
Well, you can when you win everything, can't you? Unless you're Dylan Brooks, and you just heckle when you're not winning.
Yeah, that's right. You might have even
Bump it.
seen the kangaroo cross the green early on too, Tone.
Never going to live that one down, JT.
No, I don't think so. So yes, 104 apiece going into overtime.
Todd Matthews saying no surprise, the XGs are close. Henselite XGs a wonderful bowl.
They are.
Henselite proud supporters of the Victorian Open, which we crowned some new champions only a few short weeks ago, as we are about to do here. About halfway through this match, in about an hour and a half's time, we shall crown the men's stake pairs champions.
Tell you what, makes contact on his own. It's a good shot.
Yeah, well played, Simon Leon.
So 3 shots, as we can see the umpire, the marker, Rodney Bates, holding up. I reckon we might see a bit of weight here again. Making sure he's there anyhow. I might tag out after this end, Tone. Might go and watch the back end of the Lakers overtime game.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe see Dylan Brooks cry. That'd be pleasing. Be able to hear the magnificent tones of the one and only JT, face of BVTV. I think I heard Jimmy in commentary yesterday with Sarah Rogers say that he was the second best behind Jimmy, but I think between the three of us, I think we know that. Yeah, anyway, that's why Jimmy's not in the booth at the moment.
He's off having a nap somewhere probably. Getting some beauty sleep. Alan Arnold says g'day from Waterbull.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, nice part of the world. G'day back to you, Alan.
It's only see the great Chris Young peeking over the fence,
Yeah.
Tony. Like a little meerkat. Just up and over.
He was just checking what's going on. Of course, he'll have a good game on his hands tomorrow as he come up against Kevin Anderson representing Bendigo Capaspy Goldfields.
Here's one for you, Tone, just before I go. Got a question. Who is on the older side of age as the oldest competitor for the week, and who is the youngest competitor in any event for the week?
That is a good question. We've got a couple of juniors here. I can see Emily Davies out here. She's 15 or 16. So she'd be close in terms of the youngest.
I think she's the only under 18 that's here for the week.
Caleb Shaw played in the fours. He's just under 18.
My tip would be Emily's the youngest.
Yep. Oldest.
Oldest.
Oh, yeah. Kobe Cramey's playing in the
He is.
triples or fours, one of the two.
He is triples.
He's triples actually with his father Tim and Mason Bayliss.
Yep.
So he may have Emily Davies covered. Called a line ball between those two. In terms of the oldest, this is dangerous territory, this is.
This is why I've asked you, mate. You can go for it.
Oh, this is a really good question. Simon Cannington, just a touch short.
I reckon Buck Lehman would be up there.
Buck would have to be close.
Had a competitor this morning, Di. She played well.
JT suggested that. I don't know whether that's right or not.
She played really well.
She did. Yeah, do you know what I just don't know. I'm just so nervous.
You want to be careful.
Kieran Gardner saying Buck Lehman the most vintage.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you had said experienced, I might have been more inclined to answer.
What's he got? He's got the shot bowl.
Well played. Brimblecombe.
Shot. I think he wanted a little bit
Shot
of jack,
bowl
though.
out clean.
Oh,
It'll be one.
one and a measure is signalled from our marker. Here's one for you. Who's the most accomplished? That's not hard to work out.
May well be the guy who's about to jump into commentary.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier the only
It'd be up
person
there. I reckon Ali Forsyth, as in
close to it.
what he's won, but
Well,
certainly in Victoria, Joshy.
Ali Forsyth hasn't won a state disability title, nor has he won state titles across two different states. He's not the best three-fingered lawn bowler in the world, as JT tells me. Simon Leon got
Jeez,
back
he's
to
given you
these
a
black
rap.
bowls.
Oh, doesn't want to
Unfortunately,
move the
he's
jack.
halved it. Bit stiff there, worth a crack, but just a bit stiff. Both skippers with one bowl to count.
Trying to get in Josh's good books this week.
No, I've been a Josh fan for many years. Scott Majon asking, where are you playing next year, Bradley?
Wherever I'll pull the bowls out. In Victoria somewhere. Might have a year off, spend time with kids. Watch Blues win flags, who knows. Might have to watch replays from 95, but anyway.
I don't mind the forehand searching for the bowl or jack. You got the package?
Does Ian Brimblecombe have the trip?
Old Rowdy tuned in and said Edna Johnson would be the oldest competitor.
Okay.
Take his word for it.
Yeah.
Sure, she's a lovely 21. So, tell you what, probably two
There's
and a measure.
danger everywhere
Yeah,
here.
It's probably a good one that he probably just gets on his forehand, turns the bowl. If Simon's over, he might be shot. If he gets in the, gets on the inside of Ian's jack high bowl, he's probably going to get shot.
Right. Elected to go forehand.
I think he's under. Doesn't
Might
want to
come in
get
through the
Ian's
gap.
front one. Doesn't want to get that on the jack. He has. This is a big
he
count.
moved the jack too.
This is a big count.
Did not want to move the jack. This has turned into a horror end.
We're going to have new leaders.
1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to take 5. Will be Ian Brimblecombe's other. Oh, this has just been an end that has not gone right.
5.
A handful.
And with that, I'm going to jump out. And the great man, Joshy Thornton's going to jump in. Fire your questions at him. He wants to be asked lots of questions this afternoon. Thanks, Tone.
Thank you, Brad. We appreciate you being in here, mate. Well done. Good
Take
calling.
care.
Go and enjoy the rest of the Lakers.
Played it well. What a great ball. Good a trip. Right. Good. Second shot. Good.
Peter Mitchell playing the triples. Must be vintage, says Di Gardner.
Mildura guy. Mildura Workers.
Yep.
Welcome.
How are you, JT?
Good.
Welcome to the coverage.
Interesting first sort of end I really watched. I've been watching a lot from afar, but the one end I sat in on, big score from the Evans and Murray guys.
Well, they'd picked up 4 ones. Was all they'd been able to muster before that. And they've more than doubled their score with a handful there. And you could see the setup of that end just was not going right for the Sandbelt boys. They had 3 bowls behind and a fairway behind, and 5 bowls in front. And unfortunately, promoted bowls with both the last 2. The result is they drop at 5.
Yeah, that's the shot. I don't know. It excuse me. It probably thinking about that. I remember the last thing Simon Cannington said to Simon, give it some air.
Yep.
And
and we can report 1 match is finished. So Wimmera up against Yarra. The scoreboard says 4:26 and they've shaken hands at the next end. They haven't updated the board from there, so I presume some shots were scored and not enough to make it mathematically possible to get through.
Yes. Yep.
So 26-4 we'll say is the score. There is a couple of shots to go on one of the sides from there. So that's the first, well, it's actually the second victory because we have had Olivia Cartwright and Brad Campbell play their game earlier this morning.
Correct.
Against Sharon Jarvis and Steve Garcia from Mornington Peninsula. They made their way through. Liv Cartwright continues her good form.
They're in front at the back at the moment.
Yes, they were. We had a look on the live scoring there for those playing at home. Jump onto Bowls Link. We'll be able to follow along. Most of our matches being live scored. Last time we looked, it was 12-4
I think
to Liv Cartwright.
13-4 was the last score I seen before coming here.
Thank you. That's up against Mary Tregar and Kylie Whitehead. So. Next door, Brody Harker's having a nice day out too, JT.
Him and Jen are combining extremely well.
Yep.
And got a nice lead. Interesting, the Metro West Gippsland match next door to that one again. Metro West had a 7-0 lead. They've only scored 1 since.
It's really changed complexion, that match. They picked up 5 in the first 2 ends and were sort of having their way. It's changed complexion greatly. Nice bowl from Ian Brimblecombe. They're holding 2. Now, I don't know whether you've been watching the coverage. There's been quite a few comments today, which has been good. Good afternoon, Nola from Hayfield. Tim Hancock says, congrats on your team win, JT. Taking out the 4s the other day.
Thanks, Timmy.
For your maiden state title in Open Company, winning one in Queensland a few years back. Now, Shane Hafner has the first question. There's a man down there in a grey shirt who's been having a nice relaxing time and a couple of beverages.
Grey hoodie man is here, you realise.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here. He's with his partner Julie, who played yesterday. Yeah, they're here. They're having a good time. It's awesome.
Nelson Ball asking how's Vinny going. They're having a relatively good day. They are leading 9-3 over the Geelong pair. So that's Vinny and Kirsty representing Strzelecki. They've played 8 ends and they're up 9-3. So far, so good for supporters of Vinnie McElwain.
That Sandbelt Northern Gateway match is super tight.
Yeah, that one's been pretty close all game. The Northern Gateway team got away to a little bit of a lead at the start, but Got picked back pretty quickly.
Good couple ends from Robbie Mitchell, the last couple.
Yeah, he seems to be very much a no-fuss operator, as we were
Always
saying.
been like that.
Ian Brimblecombe, very much no fuss as well. You did think this is the first time we've seen Robert Mitchell on the screen, on the stream, I should say.
Don't believe he would be on a stream in recent years. He doesn't play a lot of bowls these days.
Okay.
I do know that he, back in his younger days when he was living in Deniliquin, he was greenkeeper there. He had state trials.
Yep.
He's of probably a JR vintage.
So 45, 46.
I think JR's older than that, isn't he?
JR's qualified for over 60s, put it that way. Whether or not he chooses to play is a different story. But
No, that'd be a conflict of interest, surely.
and that's why he did sit out, to be truthful to everyone. He did sit out last year.
Sometimes a number like they dropped can rattle a team. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but two things can happen. You look for a response straight away, which is always a good sign, or you go into your shell, you know.
Yep. Robbie getting a line bang on, just a touch shy.
Not far away, Simon. He can get the hole. He's half his chance of getting up for shot.
It's kind of been that way the last couple of ends for the combination of Cannington and Leon.
Advantage Ovens and Murray here. The head's shaping up nice for him. There's not a stack going on. Looks like he's going for, well, I don't know if he's deliberately going for cover. They've already got a few out there, so maybe just a little wayward draw shot. Can happen.
So he's setting it up to take the jack back there himself.
The problem is, again, as we said about the last 10, there's probably too many short bowls from Simon and Simon.
Yep.
So they don't have a chance by being down to actually attack. One would say they may be playing a little too cute.
Simon Leon may have just muttered, "Not again." You see his collection of red bowls there, all roughly taking the same path. There's a bit of tracking here, JT. Oh. Unfortunately, just stood up an opposition bowl.
Big bowl here.
Yeah, pressure's on.
Didn't like it out of the hand.
Only one down.
Overcorrected. To be down 2, we'll get confirmation from our marker, but I'd say that'll be 2 to the Ovens and Murray pairing of Mitchell and Brimblecombe. They all agree, 2 shots. Moves the score on to 11-7.
When the last 4 ends, Tone.
They have, and if you go back the end before that, JT, they were 7-2 down. They were down 4 on the head, and Ian Brimblecombe with his last bowl managed to wrestle shot back. So they could have been 11-2 down, and he got it back to 7-3, and that's been the turning point of this match.
Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes is just one good bowl to go your way, and the momentum swings.
It's interesting in the rink next door, JT. Jenny Lawson for Barham, or for Murray Melly, I should say, has just given the shot away. And the Ovens and Murray skipper has said, I still want you to kill it, to his lead.
Well, that's because they're probably a fair way behind in
That's
numbers.
They can't afford to pick up ones anymore. Scoreboard currently 16-5 down, so they need big numbers.
They've only got one in the head, the Ovens and Murray, really, in that crew, in that end.
So just repeating, in the mixed pairs, wins earlier today to Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields over Mornington Peninsula. That's Liv Cartwright and Brad Campbell. And the match we've seen completed so far is the Yarra pairing. They've had a good win. That's Lisa Paramita and Brenda Gallagher. They've beaten Debbie Barling and Russell Miller from the Wimmera region. So there's the round of 16 of mixed pairs on. There's also the semi-final of the women's pairs. That's between Ovens and Murray, Kylie Whitehead and Mary Trigard, up against Bendigo, Campaspe Goldfield, Cass Millerick and Liv Cartwright. That's on the green behind us. That match being live scored. Yeah, well played, says Ian Brimblecombe. It is currently 13-6 on the live score. They played 10 ends there. So Ovens and Murray picking up a 2 on the last end to try and claw their way back. And this, of course, is the men's final for Champions Week 2023.
Sandbelt boys are probably going to make something happen and get a little bit of momentum back.
They've been very good in the early stage of this match. Simon Cannington just walking down the green there, just punching himself in the head a little bit. Clearly frustrated with that last bowl that's a little bit short. Just been playing very well in the early stages of this match.
Is it maybe a little bit of the wind's got up too, and it's potentially because if the wind does get up, it's generally this is the headwind if you're playing this way.
Yep, could be. I started by saying this match hardly any wind, absolutely perfect, and then it whipped up for a period of 10 or 15 minutes. But outside of that, it's been pretty favourable. Yeah, nice bowl from Simon Leon.
Much better. Giving it a chance.
About 20 inches past the jack. Pretty much on line. Vinnie McElwain extending his lead over there with his partner Kirsty. 15-3 up over the Geelong pairing in mixed pairs. 10 ends gone, and Northern Gateway have just kicked away a little bit on Sandbelt. They lead by 5 playing the last end, 14-9. Simon Cannington just saying, your weight was very good to Simon Leon. Just missed the line slightly and careered into a front bowl, JT.
Yeah, the speed did look good. Again, it's a couple of times now he's played this hand since I've been here that he's just pinched his line a fraction.
Jenny Lawson and Brodie Harker representing Murray Melly are now through. That match has been conceded. 17-5 was the last score on the board with 2 ends to go.
Creates a scheduling conflict for Jimmy now. That was one of the ones he
does it.
Yep.
Jimmy will be tearing his hair out, but well done to Jenny Lawson and Brodie Harker. They played very well, were never headed in that match.
As you can imagine, I'm very happy about that one.
Yeah, you've played a decent chunk of bowls with Brodie Harker from your region. Now playing out of Barra. In fact, both
from Barham.
He and Jenny Lawson both playing out of Barham.
Yep. Brady's the coach there.
So they've accounted for Sharon Wharf and Chris Cooney from Benalla representing Ovens and Murray. Bradley Marin putting some Lakers.
Yep, they won in overtime. So they won in overtime.
Got the job done. 3-1, I think, is their lead now in the best of 7 series against the Grizzlies.
Only a foot to count, a yard to the jack.
I reckon whilst Robbie and Andy got shot here, I still think there's every effort to try and get another super close one and take the shot away from Simon and Simon. Still walk quite open. Looks tight.
We see again, JT, that little collection of shorter bowls. 4 of them, in fact, for the Sandbelt region.
It's got to that stage of the day where the full marquee is open now. No sun hitting Brad in the face. Good bowl here by Brimblecombe.
Brimblecombe looked up from the sound of the Velcro. I'm glad that one got close.
Good on you, Brad. Robbie's good at standing in front of the camera. Just wait. It was a good weighted bowl there by Simon. A little lucky, a little fortunate.
Good vision there from Casper. He's saying Mel is in paparazzi mode. She's got the camera out, standing behind this rink, looking to get some shots of all the action here.
Good call there from Robbie Mitchell. Whilst they got the advantage, trying to make sure of it.
Looks to be a victory to Northern Gateway, which is Emily Davies and Nathan Lynch. And they've gotten over the top of Wilma Stevenson and Cameron Bell. Umpires turned the scoreboard back already for some reason, which makes no sense to me.
It's an etiquette thing. Don't know why, but I got told early days that if you're well in front, you basically just flip it over.
But that was a close game, though.
Just
All it does now for people that came out here to watch that, they don't get to know the score.
looking Bowleslick once it goes in there, Tone.
I know. Can't wait that long. I'm impatient. Simon Leon again not quite taking the grass he needs. Rolls up the Brimblecombe bowl. Looks to be just the one. It is.
5 ends on the trot. 12-7.
Roger Green, lovely to have you watching from Seattle, Washington. Jefferson Park Bowls Club. The action you're watching is men's pairs, the final of Victorian State Championships. Playing a 15-end match. We are now 11 ends gone. 7 has become a duty number for Simon Cannington and Simon Leon. They've been stuck on it now for the last 5 ends in a row.
In the Gippsland Metro. Oh, sorry.
Struggling. You got a kangaroo in your throat, JT.
In the Metro West Gippsland mixed pairs match, Gippsland is 12-9 up after 12 ends. Good starting bowl by Robbie Mitchell, and he'll be looking to repeat. Just pass would be good home too. Simon turned his back very early on that one, or was he just grabbing his measure? Not a bad home.
Yep, 2 balls behind the head.
Gives them chances.
What's next on your bowls radar, JT?
Spell. Till region sides.
Which is not that far away anyway, so
Roughly a month.
don't get too comfy.
No, just 2 or 3 weeks rest, I reckon. Hopefully get a victory for the Murray-Mallee region.
Champion Estate pennant is the weekend after next. And then there's about 3 weeks to region sides, kicking off Friday the 26th of May. Hosted at both the Chuka and Moama Bowls Clubs. Some of the best bowlers in the state will be there. Dare say and Brimblecombe will be there. Adds another one in. Is that the count?
Yeah, I think he's already making the call early and I like it. He's going to try and run the jack in the pit.
Very good. Turn your bowl. A couple of feet of weight onto yours. Turn in for second shot. Take your time, mate. Take your Andrew, just that weight. Just that weight to there.
question without notice, JT. Where's Robbie Mitchell now? You said he was Daniloquin earlier as a greenkeeper.
He's greenkeeping at Benella. Nope, I said not playing pen or anything like that.
Still throwing him down okay for somebody that's not, as is Simon Leon.
Got a little lucky, but give the ball a chance.
Yep. Just going for the jack.
Question for you there,
Have
Tone.
options either way. I will. I'll be there for at least the Saturday, Sunday. I do have another commitment on the Monday, which is pretty important, so I don't think I can be there the Monday. But looking forward to seeing Champion Estate Pennant. I find it as one of the events that always gets people up and about, one that they want to win.
It's one of my favourites, and it's the one I hate the fact that I'm not going to.
As it was described to me, people play, 20, 23 weeks together. They form a heck of a bond, the one they want to win together, as opposed to a region sides where they come together for one event only. Not saying they don't want to win region sides, but Champion Estate Pennant generally means a bit more to people.
That's the perfect way to explain it. The Metro West Gippsland game's going to come down to the wire, I reckon.
Don't know who's the other bowls are. Pidge has obviously got one right on it.
The blue bowl is the Gippsland lead.
Okay.
The whites, what do you call them? I should know this. Picasso's.
Picasso. I was trying to get out pastel, that's not right. Picasso.
Is also the Gippsland skipper. So the purple bowl is Andrea Tudorovich.
Pidge trying to work up through Andrea. Nestles in for second shot. Gets a little high five for his trouble. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you again, Casper. Team manager extraordinaire for the Ocean Grove Bowling Club. Oh, I think are there for both midweek and weekend, from memory.
Anyone that has to manage Matt Flapper will do a good job, I reckon.
They'd have to do a good job. Sure that Casper is up to the task.
Pidge.
Pidge trying to scare the magpies off.
And Casper is in the midweek team.
Well done. Well, good luck to you, my friend. It's, a strong competition.
Murray Downs in the midweek competition.
Clayton, I believe, won the Metropolitan midweek title.
He played a very good bowl, the Gippsland skipper. But he went straight to where Brett Marnie put his last bowl.
Yep, 2 up to 2 up. Bit of change, but no change, if that makes sense.
Great question, Debbie. And we are going to be live streaming both events, both state pennant and regional sides championships.
Yep. And just a reminder, after this match, we'll be streaming the women's pairs final, where we already have one half of our entrants. That, of course, is the Atkinsons, Cheryl and Sammy, and they're representing the Strzelecki region, and they're up against the winner of the match between Bendigo, Campaspe, Goldfields and Ovens and Murray, which they are 13 ends gone. How's this, JT? Ovens and Murray have picked up successive threes to be 14-12 down.
Ooh.
So they were 14-6 down. They picked up a 2, a 3 and a 3.
So 2 down playing
close.
with 2 ends of play.
Yep. So it could be anyone's game there between Liv Cartwright and Cass Millerick up against Mary Trigar and Kylie Whitehead. So that'll be the other half of the women's pairs semi, which we will show after this match.
Ian looks awfully close here.
Yeah,
Only has to use his own to tap in. Not quite,
Kick
I
it
don't
far
think.
enough, but be one. Simon wants to have about jack high weight.
That's correct, Morty. It is Wally Mason and Julie Simpson. They're doing quite well. They're 1 in front at the moment with 2 ends to play.
Yeah, well played, Simon Leon. Doesn't fall, and that'll count as 2, which it does.
One of our new commentators is also asking a question. Moema is hosting both. They're co-hosting region sides with Echuca.
Moama pay significant funds to host these events, and great supporters of Bowls Victoria, enabling the events to take place. So games out of Echuca for the region sides. Champion of state pennant all at Moama, as JT has said.
That's 2 very critical shots there because it stops the run and allows them to try and gain some momentum, set a length they want to build on that momentum.
They piled on 10 shots in a row before that, including a pickup of a 5, which was just there's no other way to describe it other than an awful end for the Sandbelt pairing. They'll be ruining that one. Kangarooing.
Rightio. Simon Cannington not far away here with his first. It's what you need to get back in the game.
It is. Only 3 shots the difference.
Better wait. Yeah, good shot here. Well played, Andrew. Good. Well done. Good shot. Well done. Come on, Robbie. Okay, mate. Give it there. Good, mate. Yeah, baby. Yeah, 2 rippers, mate. Good.
2 rippers is the call from Simon Leon.
If I roll orange, you know, yeah, down.
Yeah. I don't mind just having a one.
Tim Hancock, thank you. Liv and Cass 1 up in the last end, so that means Ovens and Murray pairing picked up 1 on the 14th end.
Momentum going their way at this stage.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 3s and a 1 the last 3 ends. They dropped 1 before that, but then a 2 that immediate end prior, so things starting to happen for Ovens and Murray.
Simon not far away here. Little lucky.
Yeah. We're out there.
That's one way of fixing it up.
Yeah.
It's not the conventional way. It's a bit of tit for tat there.
Yeah, it draws a few giggles from the boys at the head end.
Your round though. Yeah.
Yeah, Casper, they have had a few wicks in the last few ends. Does happen.
Simon playing not bad weight here. Just got to get down.
Don't waste, but
No, definitely not wasted, as Simon Cannington said.
you got a draw place me.
Oh, yeah, that'll do.
Up and back.
Not the worst home for me in Brimblecombe.
Shot out. Well played. One to you. Good shot. Well done. Up to you.
Would you like to have Brett Marnie skipping you, wouldn't he? He's about as positive as they get. Andrea just getting good support.
Good nest there. Single one. Again. Draw again. White's good. Get underneath your feet to white. Down's good. On the draw.
Beautiful speed from Simon Cannington. Just needs to be around the Robbie Mitchell bowl and they'll get very close. It's gone very quiet. We're tense.
It has. I reckon it'd be almost as tense as the women's pairs semi-final. With one shot the difference playing the last end.
Come on now. What do you got, Andrea? Shot out.
Yeah, nice shot, Robbie Mitchell.
You like that again? You want me to go around? Yeah, around matching him. Very similar, just a little narrower, that's all. Come on. You might have done it again anyway. The weight's great for it.
Just getting Simon Leon in our camera road here, which we've got to remember they're playing for a state pairs title.
Very good.
Being the third last end, we're probably not going to get involved too much from this end, so we'll just try and look around them and remind them if we get the chance.
You see the shot they're trying to play. They're trying to get down underneath the black bowl with a yard of weight to sit the black bowl. Robbie Mitchell's out. If they can do that, they'll make 3 or 4.
Quite hard. Quite
The
hard.
danger is Robbie Mitchell just keeps putting them back in.
That's good.
Just a touch through, but gives them something to work with. Holding one, a pair from Sandbelt. Alana Flapper, good afternoon. Yes, there is. The women's pairs final will be played after this. That'll be Cheryl and Samantha Atkinson up against the winner of the semi-final that's on now, which is Livia and Cass Millerick up against Mary Trigard and Kylie Whitehead. And we can tell you that Liv and Cass are up by 1, starting the last end. Simon just a touch short there, no change. Two other matches here on this green. Geelong 6, trailing Strzelecki 16. They played 13 ends there. See, Vinnie McElwain is holding shot. So if he can get any score there, they'll likely not play the last end. Not required to anyway. And then over on rink 4, Metro West, Andrew Todorovic and Brett Marnie.
11. They're 11. They're 11.
Who's 11?
Metro West. There's 2 still to go on the scoreboard.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so you're saying, yep, they're 11 and trailing Gippsland by just 1 after 13 ends. So getting close in that one. Kylie holding 1 going into the Skippers Bowls to Kylie from Ovens and Murray in the women's pairs semi. So Jimmy Whitehead feeding us through some comments saying Kylie just added a second.
That kitty goes back there, mate. It's over. If he takes both of ours out, we leave 2. If he edges a kitty for that.
So Cass Millerick has 2 bowls to come. Kylie just the 1. Currently, Kylie's holding 2 bowls. 2 shots, I should say. Sorry, Sarah, no mixed pairs, no more matches today. Just the final of the women's pairs.
No, there could be if.
Oh yes, actually,
if
you're
Cass
right.
and Olivia lose, I think they'll play that game now.
Yeah, they will. There is a clash in the schedule, so we may well play one more, but not a full round, if that makes any sense. Good thing you're here, JT.
Simon, Leon, awfully close here.
Yeah, this is a nice bowl.
What a bowl.
That was the line we were calling for a while.
That is a cracking bowl.
Yep.
Ian's got last bowl on this end.
Cass just misses with her first bowl. She still has 1 to come.
I feel like Ian will actually opt for a bit of weight here. Not flat out, but firm enough.
It's going to be well under what he wanted. In fact, no change to anything. He misses by a bit of a margin there. So that'll be 2 more to the Sandbelt pairing. They've now peeled off a couple of ends in a row. Still trailing, but the margin only 1. 11-12 with 13 ends gone.
And that other game is 12-all playing the last end.
Ooh, getting close.
Andrew and Brett Marnie have got 1 the last end.
Kylie Whitehead's just added another bowl in, so they're holding 3, but it sits about jack high. It gives Cass Millerick something to use. Just a reminder there, Cass Millerick and Liv Cartwright are up by 1. This is the last end though, and they're down 2 or 3 on the head. And this will be the decider as to who gets into the women's pairs final to be streamed after this match. Cass collects a front bowl, no luck, so Kylie Whitehead, Mary Trigard will get through that semi-final, representing the Ovens and Murray region. So the final will be Mary Trigard and Kylie Whitehead representing Ovens and Murray. They'll be up against Cheryl Atkinson and Samantha Atkinson representing Strzelecki. Wow, what a finish. So that one changed complexion quite a lot, JT. I mentioned earlier they were leading 14-6, Olivia Cartwright and Cass Millerick. They've dropped a 3, a 3, a 1, and either a 2 or a 3 on the last end for that one to be a victory to Mary Trigard and Kylie Whitehead, which makes Jodie Fruand quite happy. We will stream that match for you after the conclusion of this one. We'll give the ladies an opportunity to have a quick break. Of course, the Atkinsons will be well and truly refreshed. They've been watching.
Great lead bowl here by Simon Cannington.
A lovely bowl. They've been watching Kirsty Vanderhoff and Vinnie McElwain just get over the line for Strzelecki in in their mixed pairs match. They're up by 10 playing the second last end, and I don't believe they'll have to play the last one.
On that final other match on the screen, Julie Simpson has just drawn shot. She rested up against Andrea's shot bowl and was flopped in for shot. Advantage Gippsland at this stage.
Back to action here after Simon Cannington's good bowl. They're holding one. Shirley Hummel saying well done, Kylie and Mary. A slow start again, but go Ovens and Murray. They did take a little while to get going, but when they did, they came home like a steam train.
Not far off tucking the jack, am I? Like me weight's good to get the jack around the coin to my bowl. Good?
Right around.
Needs wider.
I don't know what happens.
Wider.
Simon Leon just saying, do you mind if I have a look? And Brimblecombe saying, no, no, go for it. Tight stages of a stake pairs final.
Perfectly acceptable.
Yep. Be a harsh opponent who says no.
On that other rink, it's still advantage Gippsland at this stage. They're currently holding one against the Metro West mixed pairing. Advantage Sandbelt on our live streaming rink. They're currently holding one.
Glad you appreciated my non-boasting speech, Shane, about the Saints being the best team in the competition and sitting on top of the ladder. 6 wins so far from a depleted lineup.
Oh my God. See where they finish at the end of the year. You don't win grand finals in April and May.
How's this, JT?
What, the bowl, or what
The
are you about
bowl,
to tell me?
the
I'm watching
bowl,
it.
The bowl.
It's a fair bowl.
Yeah, well played, Simon Leon. He's played a couple of good ones in the last couple of ends.
Ian's looking to arrive. He's pointed on not a bad line at the moment. Good chances landing those bowls. Bowl through the jack. Out in the open now. So new game.
Just stays in. I don't think it's in by a lot, but it's in nonetheless.
Very very reminiscent of the Falls final, jack going out like that.
You like that? You were not far away. Yep. We get it. Ryan's incredible, mate. Ryan's incredible, buddy.
Simon
Tell you
Cannington.
what, it's a great draw. It's not easy to draw to an off-centre jack, particularly that close to the boundary. Well played.
And when it's out there, first time is always generally the advantage.
Yep. Keeping a bit of a watchful eye on the game one rink over. They're locked at 12 shots apiece on their last end.
Right. Great effort. All good.
The Gippsland team will have the last bowl.
Weight's right, yeah? Try and get in here. Sorry, mate. Try and get in here. Good. Good direction, mate.
It's a bit quick, JT.
Yeah, so
Better than you think, actually.
I actually was trying to get in there with the lead.
Let's hit the second shot.
if I'm a betting man, this bowl of Brett Marnie's will be very quick.
Ball's going to be out of bounds. Brett Marnie, one rink over. Has kicked the jack back. Could even be to his own advantage. It is. Andrew Todorovic signals it's the shot. His opposing skipper still has 2 bowls to come. So
Chances here for Simon and Simon. If you can nail the jack first up, we'll hide it, and they've got everything just behind too. Doesn't look far away.
yeah, weight looks pretty good.
That's the right speed to try and...
Danger as he feathers it out of bounds when they're holding a couple here, but just waiting for confirmation. There's now 3 from Rodney Bates, our paddler.
Oh wow, Wally Mason went through the short Brett Marnie bowl, the blue aqua bowl, without touching the jack.
There's not much room there at all.
Nope.
Drew some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Let's see what Ian Brimblecombe can do here.
Looking still a little bit on the quick side, but he might have the jack behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah, well played.
it's not quick if he guts the jack. That's what somebody told me.
It's a fair call, that.
Hang around. Hang around. Pass. Pass.
One down. I got a rig down.
Oh, great shot by Brett Marnie. Just a little resting toucher.
No.
It's in your hair, Andrea. Andrea's patting herself down, wondering where a chalk spray is. It's stuck in the back of her hat or hair, whatever it is. All right, Simon Leon. He's running at this. Doesn't want the jack out. Second prize, I guess. No, they'll go 1 down.
At least.
Oh, sorry, and Brimblecombe still has 1 bowl to come. So I wonder if they're deciding what to play here, JT, because now they don't want to kick the jack out of bounds.
Still room to draw another. Well, they're taking the one.
There we go, JT. They're quite conservative type, these two, so I had that in the back of my mind that might well be the case.
All right, they're 2 in front playing the last end.
Yeah. All right, bowl on its way. 1 rink over. Looks a touch wide, so no change. So Brett Marnie and Andrew Todorovic will get the result for Metro West. They'll get up 14-12 in their match against Gippsland. A real topsy-turvy match, that one. I think, JT, you said it was 7-zip to start with. Favour of Metro West. They then went to sleep for a little while. Managed to claw their way back and get there in the end. Well played. Casper saying Essendon's off to a flyer, leading 20-4, so Lucas will be unbearable. Back to action here, men's pairs final stage, the final end.
Nil or draw would have been the best result in that game. Football.
Collingwood and Essendon.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah,
Great starter, Robbie Mitchell.
putting pressure on straight away. Of course, if the Simons can score a 2, then we'll go to an extra end. But failing that, this will be the last end of the 2023 State Championships men's pairs. Eight ends have gone in favour of the Sandbelt team. The Murray team. 6 ends gone in favour of the Sandbelt team. Now he's not when you want to be leaving bowls short. I feel like we're in trouble and the headmaster's spotted us as Jimmy Whitehead comes bounding down the side of the green.
Good. Keep that width, mate. Come on.
Another good bowl from Robbie Mitchell. It's probably 2 bowls behind Jack High.
This one can't be short.
Pace looks pretty good to halfway. It's just a touch narrow.
Yeah, it's
Pace
all
was
right.
good.
It gave it a chance.
Yep. Quarter time, Essendon 20, Pies 10. Tip Collingwood in that match.
I don't do tipping.
No, not after you got embarrassed in the first couple of weeks.
Well, when you forget to put your tips in.
Well, it's embarrassing. Yeah, lovely bowl there, Brimblecombe.
Makes it fat.
It does.
It's going to invite
Does.
Simon to reach. It's a country. Has he got the speed?
Just not quite.
Good, mate.
I haven't really seen Simon Leon play with much weight at all.
And try to do the right thing, change it up, turn it himself first.
Yep.
Great idea.
Narrowed the target slightly, stood his first bowl up.
Well, if he's got the speed, that's a good line. Just under. Right idea.
Got 2 catches waiting out there now.
I like that call for me. He's trying to take the danger away and get the shot first.
So trying to take the jack back to behind.
Turn around the corner, going to make it awfully hard.
Yep. Can afford to be a little bit wide here and edge in off the Simon Leon's front bowl.
If he plays good weight, he's going to finish behind regardless, you know, if he doesn't get the shot.
It's not bad, JT.
It's coming now. It's going to lose that.
Very good, Rob. Very good.
I wouldn't have said very good, but it ended up very good.
It's like I can see into the future sometimes.
Still chances though. You arrive a yard or two, get the outside edge black, you can screw off and get onto the jack around the corner still. If you land them, then your roundabouts. Get the black through the jack and then you got a new game again. You're reaching but you're not losing your bowl. Not yet anyway.
There's our grass.
Touch too wide.
Keep turning. That's good.
Probably even frames it even more. He's looking for the backest.
Asking for some protection here, JT.
You get the easy protection first, get the backest, and then what they'll probably look for is splitting those bowls up next.
Great campaign, mate. Last one. Let's go.
Gets the thumbs up from Ian Brimblecombe. Might have liked it a little straighter, but nonetheless, it's done the job. They can afford to drop a 1. In any case, they're currently holding 3. Men's pairs final action. Simon Cannington on the mat.
Alana, the ladies' pairs final will basically start straight afterwards.
It's a good effort.
Well, again,
Changes it slightly.
yep. Chances.
So Mary Trigard and Kylie Whitehead have won through. They came off, probably finished 10 minutes ago, so they'll have a little bit of a break. But by the time we're done here, a quick presentation, we'll have it on pretty much straight after. So you'd imagine it would be about 4:15 roll up for 4:30, thereabouts.
Yeah, if just looking at the head, I reckon Simon and Simon can potentially look for the black bowl. They can actually get off the other two and go back and screw it out. They could
They've got
could
options
get all
both
three.
sides now, don't they?
You know, you could still try and play the cute shot around the corner, but that's the tougher shot.
Yeah, I don't mind having a bit of a run at it, I think. Doesn't have to be crazy weight, but
No, Ian's looking to split those bowls up.
yep, well played, smart bowl. Ooh, probably wanted to get
Yep,
thrown into them, but
like Simon's call there. Even if he gets the blue through the jack, he might push it far enough to bring the other blue one in as well.
yeah.
Chances. Probably got to get the the black bowl out at the very minimum with your first.
So just ditch weight. Looks a touch narrow, but
The last thing Ian wants to do is make it easier for Simon to get the shot.
blocker. Did you try and stay right away from it? Through that gap and into the centre of that pack is a good result.
Both bowls can go now.
Yeah, they are slightly in front of the jacks, the only problem, but
Yeah,
I think that's got to be the shot.
They can still go. Get them both.
Yeah.
Got the next 3. Win the game.
I can't see both bowls going without the jack going now, which could be fine, could kill. He's down game now, down state title. Needs 2. With weight. Just narrow. There's change. Rocks, but not enough change. And Ian Brimblecombe, Robbie Mitchell will win the state pairs title. Congratulations to the boys representing Ovens and Murray. Robert Mitchell and Brimblecombe have got up 14-11 in a final over Simon Cannington and Simon Leon. JT?
Good finish. I'm glad to see the Sandbelt guys rallied after they dropped that 5. They got back in the game, gave themselves every chance. they still had chances up until the last bowl, you know. So, but congratulations to Robbie Mitchell from Benalla, Ian Brimblecombe from Wangaratta, state pairs champions for 2023.
Get their opportunity to try and win a national pairs title later this year. They'll be representing Victoria over in Western Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for joining us. As we say, we will have the women's pairs final shortly. There'll be some presentations and then we'll move into the women's pairs final. Thank you very much for joining us here. Thank you very much, Brad from SEM, for producing the show, our marker Rodney Bates, and of course our players. Winding up with a 14-11 victory to Ovens and Murray over Sandbelt. We shall see you for the women's pairs final shortly.